Guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to do a live stream here and trying to figure out.
Monty, Harvey. Open the door, there we are.
Oh, sorry, how long the doggies are coming in. Hello, Harvey. Why are you so wet? Hello, Monty. My wife doesn't understand. She's in with me and I doesn't understand the live stream and you need to be in front of the camera. Sorry about that, folks. For any of you guys watching, this will probably be recorded because you're not watching live. Seriously. But tonight I'm just going to do a bit of wrenching on the on Axial Gladiator that I broke on the last time at the King Crawler competition, and a bit of general chit chat about RC in general and what you guys like to race, bash or play with. Shut up! What is that? Give me that. That's what all that growling's over. A dirty, rotten, stinking ball. Give over. Oh, what a tube. Laura, hey, you're alright. How is you? And you were asking about fishing line for a winch for this thing, and that's something I want to talk about later on. Winches for the crawlers. I have absolutely no idea about them. Apparently they're handy to put together, and there's a few ways of doing them by using these Hobbywing 1060 ESCs, and I also have a 1080 if I need to for this Gladiator here as well. So all being well, I'll have a few guests next week or the week after, whenever I decide to do it. A couple of buddies, RC buddies, are going to come down and give me a hand to try and build a winch, and hopefully we'll go through a step-to-step process of how to do it to make a servo winch. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, give me a... What are you doing? Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss that upload, and you'll have to bear with me because I can't see a thing without these cheap £1 glasses out of the range. What are you doing? 45 kilos brake strength, so it should lift your truck. Yeah, dead on, that would do the job. So I haven't a baldy notion what I'm doing with them, but yeah, we'll see what's what. So anyway, tonight what I want to do is stick on a front axle that I say I've broken this Gladiator here, and kindly provided, as all of my RC stuff, by Rennicks Modeltune in Portadown. So guys, if you're in the UK or in fact anywhere worldwide, because as far as I'm aware they'll ship worldwide, check out Rennicks Modeltune's shop. Later on, if I get a chance, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to the website, so get a look there. What are you doing? What are you doing? My dog's just got that stupid rubber ball and he's just munching away at it there. So yeah, I'm just enjoying a nice glass of mineral. So yeah, grab yourself a beer or a coffee or whatever you want and join in with a chat, guys. Hey, else with somebody else. There's a couple of people on at the minute. Say who you are and where you're from. Right, I think first things first, we'll get the wheel off this thing here. You might be able to see behind me, we'll have this FG Mini behind me. That's what I actually have been spending most of my time doing at the weekend. There was no recent uploads because I wasn't really up to any RC antics other than totally stripping this down and rebuilding it. I didn't make a video on it because I'm certainly no expert in them. It's the first time I've worked in one, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't think you guys would want to watch me working on that for hours on end, not really knowing what I'm doing. So, but hopefully I've got it all built up to the best of my ability, and although I'm on call with work this weekend, I do intend to try and get to Craigavon Model Racing Club, both me and Ellie, for a spot of 5th scale racing this weekend. Get over! So have any of you guys any RC antiques planned for this weekend? Rory, what about you? Are you going, you doing any crawling? I don't know if you've seen the video of this actually breaking, but it didn't even look like it hit anything. It just, the front wheel was hanging in the air and it just disintegrated. And as the last time, I really have no clue what I'm doing as regards to replacing this, but hopefully it'll not be too bad. What's that, Rory? You're hoping to get out on Sunday morning or afternoon? We'll probably be at, all being well, so if I'm not called out, we'll be at Bad MCC for a spot of buggy racing. I'll put that new setup on the Mugen, so I'm looking forward to testing it around the track to see how that thing performs. And hey, there was quite a few comments, Rory, on the last crawling video saying good camera work. Of course I took the credit for it, I didn't tell anybody it was you, but even my wife commented saying the camera work was great. So big shout out to Rory Burnside there for Go Rory for his great camera work in the last crawler video. Thumbs up from Rory, Heather. Can you guys hear my dogs? What is...
He's not pulling it apart.
Hey, what are you chewing? Has he got the ball now?
Took it off already.
Oh, nightmare. I normally take pictures of these things, how to go together, but I'll take my chances and wing it this time. Rory says hi, Heather.
Hi, Rory.
Move over, Ray. Yeah, Ray Carding, if you appear on here, you've lost a job there because Rory's the new camera guy. We're going to have to get Heather talked into coming out with the crawlers at some point. Seeing as this is her truck, and I keep breaking it on her. This isn't good. We just got a big yawn from Heather. Are you tired, honey?
No.
No? I just boring you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to fix this? Do you want to be a star of the show and fix your truck? I just got a dirty look.
Probably probably break it as much as you do.
And that would be hard. Oh, we've got 3 people watching now. 2 people. And somebody come on for a second and must have thought, no, that guy's too boring to watch. Right. Let's set this to one side for a second and see what we have here. Try and get this all swapped over. I don't even know how I managed to. I don't know, can you see how badly shattered that is? Wonder was it the brass weights? And the torque of the motor just stripped it all. Right, so it looks like maybe just a couple of screws here and a straight swap. Guys, if you're watching live, say hello. If you're not watching live, if you're watching again, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are up to. Oh dear, I think we need more than an axle for this. Oh, we do, it's flipping, it's broke that hub as well. Looks like that's going to be another quick call on the Modeltune. I don't know if you can see it, but I've just discovered that it's broke where the screw goes into in the hub. So Curtis, if you're watching, order me a hub for Heather's Axial Gladiator. I'll maybe just put this all together for now, as best I can, and we'll stick the hub on at a later date. Because if I leave all these bits and pieces sitting here, I'll never get it back together again. Oh, hiya Russell, with another guy joined us. Hey Russell, see behind me? Mini sitting all ready to rock and roll. Fingers crossed I don't get called out on Saturday. Me and Ellie can actually get racing. That's the plan anyway. Working at the Axial again, yeah. I broke the front axle this time, but I've just discovered I haven't got enough parts to fit it. I just noticed there the front hub is broken as well, so I'm going to have to get a front hub for this thing. Definitely seems to be a weak link on these, unless it's just my driving or the extra brass weights. Well, the wet tires are on at the minute because I haven't got any other tires, but sheesh. Yeah, I'll have to look into getting another set of tires for Saturday if it's dry. What's the forecast for the weekend, you know? Is it to be wet or dry, or do we not know just yet? Bad MCC crawler track is savage, it is, especially that rock section. I quite like the natural terrain, I like going out in the trails. That Hillsborough run's pretty good. I actually quite like the lead mines as well, but yeah, as you say, that rock section in Bad MC's absolutely brutal. It's meant to be wet, well then maybe we'll get away with those tyres then. That'll be interesting considering the last time I was there it was dry and I was just getting into the hang of it. Do we need to change setup for the wet, or do you just stick the tyres on and just go with the flow, Russell? Will they still run it in the rain, or will it be called off or postponed? Just stick the wets on the way you go. That's what I like to hear. Come on, get off. And you take a touring car out in the wet, use the same one. Or have you got a wet car and a dry car? It'll run unless it chucks it down. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, we've got a run in the dry, so it'll be interesting to get a run in the wet. It'll be good for Ellie too to get a run in and see. I'm dead keen to find out what that mini will be like now with the camber and stuff changed on it, the new shock oil, because it really was like driving on ice. A lot more so than other people seem to struggle. So I'm hoping for if it's dry, to shave a second off my lap times. I'd be happy with that, if it's possible. I always like the wrench with a bit of music on, but you're not allowed to play music. But good in the wet with driving the buggy. A bit of drifting going on, hopefully. Won't they? I don't know if you can hear him, but he's got a rubber ball and he's just munching away at it there. That's her pup, that's the retriever pup. What age is he? 10 months? Coming 10 months?
Coming 10 months.
Coming 10 months old. What are you doing? Would you believe we've been out here for a couple of hours and the whole time the dogs have been out the back, not a peep out of them, and as soon as I hit record to go on the live, they come in and start messing about. You ever going to join us, Russell, in the trails with a crawler? And I think there's only another couple of rounds left at Bad MCC. I think the 7th of November finishes the racing at Bad. And then we're just down between Ballymena and Craigavon then. one thing about doing this stuff on camera is not paying attention to what you're doing. So let's hope this all goes together alright. Hello there, Sam, how's you? You been doing any crawling lately, Sam? Hey Russell, it's hard to do it all, isn't it? Between me working and being on call and trying to look after Ellie's buggy, my buggy and the crawlers and now these fifth scales, it's like a full-time job and all it does is cost you money. You don't get paid for it either. Hey, it was good crack, innit? I really should have looked at that more. Can't believe the hub's busted. I tell you, I wouldn't like to be stripping those fifth scales every week. There's quite a bit of work on those things. Can we do any tuning to those things at all? As in faff about with the engine to get a bit more poke, or adjust exhaust lengths, or shave skirts off pistons, or anything, or are you just not allowed to touch them at all? I've just realised I've a bearing left over from this. So absolutely nothing on the minis, just that's it. What about alloy parts? Are you allowed to put alloy parts, alloy arms, or any bits and pieces? Oh, I've just realised I've left the bearing out of that other side as well. Your rig still needs improvements. Is that the wheelie bin? Sure, that thing does alright. Get rid of the body, that'll probably be the biggest improvement. Hey, did you see somebody posted up the other day about these, what do you call them? Tom Lee RC? Those LCG crawlers, the low centre of gravity ones, they look good. But I don't know how well they would do at bad MCC with a no ground clearance. And where do you find that about the mods for the minis? Is that in the BRCA rulebook or something? Or? Would one of them be that? Is it the gear plate? Ask at the club. And anything goes with the touring cars. Because I was watching a few videos, I can't remember who it was, watched a few videos on porting of those wee engines. And there's quite a few modifications can be done to the porting and the jet and changing those touring car engines. To say, I always like fettling with the engines to try and get a wee bit more out of them. I guess that means I'll have to buy another fifth scale, only a touring car this time. That was a big dirty look from Heather. That'd be a Christmas present, honey.
For me? No.
Yes, I could buy you one for Christmas.
No,
No?
not this year.
Guy, leave a comment if you think you should buy Heather a 5th scale touring car for Christmas.
No,
But it'd be nice, I'll get you a red one.
no.
No, what do you mean no? And like nice shiny alloy parts.
You only break it on me.
But I'm sure I can fix it again. Russell says definitely get you one.
No.
Right, that is that axle together. Let's see if I can get it back in. If I can remember what way I took it out. See if any of you ever want to get in touch or post photographs of what rigs you have, apart from my friends obviously, because I know what you have. But check out my Facebook page, and again it's Tim's RC Surgery, and you should be able to post photographs and stuff on that. Russell's laughing. The thing is, Russell, if you knew me you would know that I was kind of like being serious, because I got this for Heather last Christmas and thinks she's used it once, and I broke it more times than she's actually used it. Won't they? Yes, Rory, I'm on Instagram, but I don't really know how to use it or get the most out of it. I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok, but I haven't, as I say, really posted anything at all, because I just really haven't got the time to learn how to use it all. I need to go to a night school to figure out how to work all of that stuff. Is Instagram good, is it? No, I haven't tried the Mugen at all, Russell. That's what I'm looking forward to this weekend, but I say I'm on call, so I just sort of, I hope I don't get called out and actually get a chance to use it. But I'm expecting big things, because the last time it was out, although it was really good, it was still a wee bit twitchy and a wee bit nervous. A wee bit sort of hard to control with the back end still stepping out and stuff. So I'm hoping these shocks and the pistons, I said it shouldn't really, the pistons shouldn't really affect the damping, but the rebound, depending on how thick of the valve that you put in, depends how fast it rebounds. So I'm hoping it'll make a big difference, especially on a bumpy track. The faster rebound should help keep the rear end planted. Yes, it's on Sunday, so as I say, me and Ellie have racing on Saturday at Craigavon, and then back to bad on Sunday. That's the plan anyway, but I say it could all go pear shaped if I get called out with work. If it's on and you're about, you should come up for a wee gander at the racing. Have you no interest in racing up there, Russell, have you? I don't know, see, to be honest with you, they're up to now, I'm really impressed with them. I actually had to send back, I really like to look at those King Max servos that I'm running in the Techno Truggy thing there, but I had one, and whenever I built the Techno EB48 2.0, I put one in it, and it only lasted one outing, and the gears didn't strip on it, but it was like the electronics, there was some sort of firmware update, and I sent it back to the guys at RPRC, who I have to say they're techno dealers, they're exceptionally good too, and there was no qualms whatsoever. They just sent me another one back. When they sent it back, it was sitting on the shelf here for months, probably till about June, until Ellie started racing, and I put it into her buggy, and I'd done the same thing sort of 2 weekends ago, so I had to give her my buggy to race last week, but the guys at RPRC said they'll have a look and see what they can do, so I'm waiting to hear from them. But so I tell you, it was a top end servo, paid top dollar for it, and say 2 times it's given me jip with electronics glitch, and I say up to now Lee's has been absolutely perfect, so yeah, I couldn't say a bad word about those servos that Lee does, but yes, he needs to get his finger out and get them back in stock. It's a car breaker in your hands. It is a bit of a car breaker. But if you can start to get it right, we had problems with that. What's happened? Guys, I don't know, I'm trying to look on my page, I don't know whether I'm still here or not. Guys, did that glitch for you? Am I still here? As in like live? Because it sort of shut down on my iPad. Well, still there, that's something. Yeah, it definitely takes practice to get round it. I was watching a bit of racing at only the other day on YouTube from, is it the place in Spain, Buggy Land, and it is it's fantastic. At least I think it's Spain anyway. I used to race the track on that PC game, VRC Pro. It's definitely good when you get a bit of a dice with somebody. That's what's good about Ballymena. You can actually get a race with some of the guys there. no glitch, so it was just my iPad glitch then. Rory, do you ever try racing, do you? Come on, that the season must, I don't know, have they confirmed the dates for Ballymena Club yet? Or are they just proposed dates? Rory, you're like myself. I had no money for anything else other than motorbikes a while back, but whenever I hurt my leg, it all stopped. And it was either spend the money on fixing the house up or let the house fall apart and buy RC cars. So if you know any good builders that want to work for free, or if you want to give me a hand sometime, Rory, to move a few ton of stone and lay 50 flags, they're sitting out in the driveway for the past 4 months needing them. Right, I think we've just 2 screws left and that's that all back together. Aside from the that front hub that I'll have to get. Heather won the argument. What's that about fixing the oh why? No, all she done was bought the material. I haven't there's been no work done yet, so she hasn't won yet. That's why I'm trying to enlist you into doing it.
I moved in tons.
Yeah, Heather says she moved in tons of stones to get the patio outside this the surgery here.
And started your rock crawling course.
Yes, Anne started building a rock crawling course. She did that too. We just need somebody to volunteer to do the rest of the work, Rory. So if you're at a loose end there, come on down and move a few ton of stones and quarry dust for me. Heather will make you cups of tea, she's good at that. Who else have we got on? With a few other people watching there? Anybody else that hasn't piped in yet? Where are you from? Who are you? Heather, Rory's went quiet from my mention coming down and moving tons of stone and stuff. It looks like you're going to have to do it on your own again. Manual labour. Rory has left the chat. That's pretty much how it goes with me. I can talk a good game, Rory. I can talk about moving stuff and doing this and doing that, and it just never really ever happens. Unless of course it's working on RC cars, they always seem to manage to find time for that. Right, that is that kind of way back together. But we just need to get that hub. There we have it, 4 wheels on my wagon, or Heather's wagon I should say. And the Gladiator, just a bog standard servo that came in at new. This thing's all totally standard. I've done no upgrades at all, but I'm actually, what I'm feeling here, there seems to be a lot of slop unless the screw's loose. Can you see the slop in the servo there? But it's not a racer, so that'll do. Right, there we go. We'll have 4 wheels back on that again. And I pour me a nice glass of Coke from the Benedictine monks of Buckfast Abbey. Cheers, guys. Yeah, there's loads of slop in it, but actually when it's down it's not so bad. And there's a bit of weight on it. Right, let's clear the bench and I'll show you this. I don't know whether you've seen the pictures of this or not. But that thing I actually cleaned up really, really well. I was seriously impressed at how tidy it is. I thought whenever I first seen it that it was just a bit of a scrapper, and I know it's had a hard old life, but when I got down into the nitty gritty of it, it was all there. There was nothing really too badly worn. All I had to do was I changed all the rod ends, the steering rod ends and suspension rod ends, put 4 lower arms on it, full bearing kit. Hello Harvey. So every bearing is replaced on it, and I used the air filter cleaner from the motocross there, so cleaned and oiled the air filter, and that's about it. New fresh oil in the shocks, set the camber and the toe, and the new size set the camber was set fully compressed to 3 degrees or something like that, and then I made a couple of all of this was done on a budget, so I taped up a few washers to set the height of, I think that one's like 18mm, 16mm and like 9mm and 10mm to set the different heights and to set the droop, and stuff like that. So hopefully it's set up. It starts third pull and we're ready to rock and roll, so really looking forward to it. And I think we've plenty of meat left on those tyres still. So absolutely buzzing to get out. And we also have Gordy is going to sort out, if he has time, one of the fates for Ellie, and that's going to be her permanent car, the fate. So that'll be the next one to get in and pull it apart and check it out and see if it needs any bits and pieces. And I'd like to get her. Ellie wants to get one of those shells, you know, with a floppy boot at the back. She wants to get one of them. Yeah, well, it seemed a good idea. See, people got printed 3D printers and stuff like that. Well, those washers put together were the perfect size, so I've done it and tried it, and hopefully it's worked. What else have we got here? BB arms. This is an old relic. I've had this for 14 odd years. Now it's dusty, but it's still absolutely mint. It's I think that's the original Lost C8. I don't even think it's a 2.0. That GRP engine was rebuilt by Barclay. It's one of two that I got off him, and has only been started and run on the bench, hasn't actually been raced. So that essentially is a race ready rig, other than putting, like, feels like we've absolutely no oil in those shocks, but that wouldn't take much to get that thing ready for the track again. So I've had the Team Associated that you might have seen on the channel before, went through it and got it all built and ready to rock and roll. I might do the same with this and get it round the track. And another thing I want to do is up on the shelf there as well, I have the original Axial AX10 Scorpion. I have a roll cage and stuff to do that, so that might be a bit of content for the channel. Make the roll cage from an FTX Mauler, fit that, and I want to make up my own links and try and get better steering, because I'd like to reinstate that as my full-time crawler. And that's what I'm just talking about, Rory. I don't know, very soon. I want to actually do a video on that, because I actually love this thing. That was my first ever crawler, and we've had some fun. Even Heather too, you've used that. That's probably the most ever RCing you've done was with that crawler in it. It's just so flexible. All these things here are all plastic, and these front links, look, there's absolutely no strength in them at all. They just all flop and bend about. I don't know if you can see them. So I want to make new links all round, new shafts, go through the diffs, and there's absolutely that's all the steering angle you get in that, and it's absolutely useless. So I want to try and get as much steering as I can, and I want to fit that cage on it in some way. And there's body panels there. I don't know if I'll use them all. They all need cut out, so that'll be the next thing. But yeah, feel free to the links are like spaghetti, they're useless, so I want to get that thing up and running and get it down. I would like to use that. Oh, the pups now decided to eat Heather's trainers. I would like to use this in the competition next year, along with Ellie and her Capra. I'd like to run this, and hopefully we can get Heather down to use the Gladiator. So we'll make it a family affair next year. So yes, that's on the cards soon. That might be a project for over Christmas time if there's not a big lot happening. I'll get a few bits and pieces in for making links and rod ends, and maybe get a set of nice fancy shocks for it. But I've never done anything like that before, guys, so give me a bit of input. If you have any ideas, if you can think of what I should do or what I need to use, let me know and I'll get them in and get this done on the channel. I think that'll be a good one to get it up and going. So what else have I got? Here's another barn find up here. A buddy of mine, or it's actually a buddy of my son's. He called to the house one day and he says, I found 2 RC cars. He was down at the dump and he seen a guy throwing these in the skip. Again, this is dusty, but I think that's an original Shoemaker and ready to run. But look at the chassis in that. It's an absolutely no use whatsoever. So I intend to go through that and clean it up and get it going. That might even be something to bring to the track someday. We'll get it up and going. If there's maybe, I was thinking that if I can get a few young cubs that have maybe never done it before and want to come down and have a go, maybe have the likes of that sitting there just ready to rock and roll and let them have a go. Yeah, it's unreal what people throw out. The other thing he had, I'll show you it in a second too, was this Traxxas Revo or Revo, whatever you call it. I've actually used it, it's in one of the videos as well. Now I have used this, but before I got it dirty, that's another thing that had very little use. That was being dumped in the skip. I spent £20 getting a controller for it and a wand to start it, but it keeps messing about. So I think I maybe need to invest in either a proper wand or find some way of fitting the button that I can start it without using this magic wand and the starter, or maybe even get it that I can bump it off a starter box. But 2-speed transmission and everything in that, and it just works a treat. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's another one we got handed to us for free. Hard to beat. I'm sure that's still a couple of £100 worth, 150 to £200 worth at least anyway, and somebody was dumping. And I think that's about it. We've loads of say, look, I've just too much stuff sitting about me. But that's the projects for the not too distant future, is get that old Nanda Swift buggy, Shoemaker, whatever it is, up and running, get the Axial sorted, get that Traxxas Revo sorted. I've also got my original EB 48.4 that I'll try to turn into some sort of monster truck. still a cracking rig there, but I had that with the Traxxas Revo body on it, but I put the extended hubs on it and I just kept ripping the bearings out of it. But this here is a fantastic race rig, so need to give this a bit of a clean up and put it back together, and that could be another spare race rig for somebody. But yeah, anyway, too much stuff in my hands and not enough time to get through it all. Last time thought it was down on speed. Do you know what? It was only down on speed very slightly on the straights, but see, whenever I took it apart, a lot of the bearings were quite tight. And another thing was, the belt that runs front to back, it's like a timing belt in a car. Well, see the teeth on the diffs that it run on, they were all full of gunk, which would have made the belt really, really tight. So the whole drivetrain was really tight. So to be honest with you, I think it was maybe just restricted, because once I cleaned all the teeth, cleaned everything out and put the belt on, the drivetrain feels so loose. So I think that's bound to give it a wee bit more speed. That's my theory anyway. So and another thing, the exhaust, where it pushes onto the header, you have that wee bit of plastic pipe. It had slid out and nearly at the end. So a combination, once I pushed that in, it must have pushed in about a good quarter of an inch, so I pushed that all tight together. So between it, the header shortened should maybe give it a wee bit higher RPM, and the freer drivetrain hopefully will give it that wee bit of speed. It and all the bearings and bits and pieces that were done hopefully give it that wee bit of speed that it was lacking. So yeah, that's my thoughts anyway. But guys, I'm going to go here now, because I think I've all done talking nonsense and I've nothing else to show you. But all being well, on Saturday, Russell, I'll see you at Craigavon Model Racing Club, and we'll get out for a bit of crack with the 5th scale motors. And all being well, any of you guys watching that are going to be at Banbridge and District Model Car Club, BAD MCC, for Sunday for round 12 of the club championship, we'll see you guys there too. So there you go. Yes guys, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for taking part, thanks for commenting, and yeah, if you're watching this later on and you're still here, drop me a comment, let me know what you have, and whether you race, whether you bash, what you do. And don't forget, check out my Facebook page if you want to send me any pictures or get in touch with me that way and ask any questions. So yes guys, thanks for watching, see us next time, bye bye, and happy RCing. Bye Heather, Rory saying bye Heather.
Bye Rory.
And Russell, yes, see you
Bye
later.
Russell.
Bye.